Fearful Symmetry Fridays number 8. Now, I didn't have much time to do a presentation today, but this is a slide from a future video I'm doing on the Peterson Paradox Part 2. And it's inspired by Ian McGilchrist's The Master and His Emissary. But I was just flipping through, as I do on Friday nights, through Northrop Frye's Fearful Symmetry, and I was trying to figure out, out of all these pages, which one should I select for this week. And there was one particular one that I was trying to find, this passage that reminded me very much of Jordan Peterson and how he came to the world stage. So I'm going to read that right now. I think it's pretty much, I don't think it's filled with anything that might not make any sense. There's someone mentioned here called Haley, and Haley was just a patron of Blake. I mean, of course, it's more significant than that, but as far as this couple of paragraphs go, that's all you need to know, I think. When Milton reincarnates himself in Blake, and Blake's imagination is purified, Satan is cast out of both of them at once and revealed for what he is. He is a lot of things, but fundamentally moral virtue, the alternative, quote, good, of passive conformity, which the world offers the imagination. No one is likely to be tempted by a devil with visible horns and a tail, but a decent, respectable friend like Haley can sing a very siren song to a neglected poet. The bad man portrayed by Bunyan as an incarnation of Satan in this world is certainly not an attractive man, but neither is he an untypical product of Restoration society. If bad men could not get along in this world, Satan would not be the prince of it. Blake, clarifying this point still further, sees that evil is dangerous in proportion as it is protected and concealed by society. Hypocrisy is more dangerous than crime. Self-deception is more dangerous than hypocrisy. The reason why society pays so little attention to its wise men is not that society consists of criminals or hypocrites, but that it consists of, quote, normal people who sincerely believe in the superiority of common to uncommon sense. The comparatively trivial nature of the quarrel between Blake and Haley makes it all the more crucial. Faced with open persecution, one may obediently strike the heroic pose that persecution may inspire even in the indifferent. But it is not in the grandiose, but in the petty events of life, where the issues involved seem of too trifling importance to be worth making principles of, that tyranny and the repression of genius achieve their really significant triumphs. The fear of being thought a prig will do far more to weaken the prophet than the fear of social hatred. Again, to the ordinary man, developing the imagination means bringing out the divinity in himself which all men have. To the artist, it also means bringing out the genius in himself which most men have not. An ordinary event in an artist's life in which these two aspects of the imagination coincide puts the artist in alignment with his public, providing a common ground of sympathy between the imagination with genius and the imagination without it. So that's quite a lot of interesting things going on there. As that last line there, do you think that's what's happening with Peterson? I think perhaps it is. And another interesting thing here when he says that being thought a prig will do far more to weaken the prophet than the fear of social hatred. The only thing that's a little bit different in Peterson's case is that the SJW left is using social hatred. They're using hate mobs on Twitter and so forth. And so the SJW left uses hate mobs, in real life, not just on Twitter. And here you have Northrop Frye, another Canadian professor from the University of Toronto, talking about such things, warning about them in Fearful Symmetry, many decades before Jordan Peterson had encountered it. And of course, you see this also, echoes of this same sort of thing in the Bible. And if you look at Jordan not just as alchemist, like I've been saying, but also as some kind of prophet, the prophet is always trying to correct his society and steer them in the right direction. And of course, his society the society of the prophet never wants to listen and always wants to persecute the prophet. So, you could definitely see that kind of thing happening with Jordan Peterson.
Well, there's a guy who's got a little YouTube channel, and I've been sending a lot of people his way, Node in a Network, and he's basically been reading all of the stuff in the footnotes of Maps of Meaning,
where we're all sort of plugged in as like nodes on the network.
Node in a network, there's a good username.
A node in a network.
The wrong model, because you're at the center of a network. You're a node in a network.